can even watch back, giving players all the props or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk facts.
We're giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion, going all out, yeah, 'cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish line. All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. SSEK on the run. SSEK, sick, on fire, we're ready to fight. We'll bring the house down tonight. SSEK on the run. SSEK, sick.
Playing on the car ride, play it when you lounge. X and O, you know that we can hold it down. Shout out to my man Sammy, got it off the ground. And to all the listeners tuned in right now, got debates, analysis, and speculation. This is sports talk for the new generation. You know where to find us, got a reputation. Sick podcast, your #1 sports destination.
Giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion, going all out, yeah, 'cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish line. All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. SSEK on the run. SSEK, sick, on fire, we're ready to fight. We'll bring the house down tonight. SSEK on the run. SSEK, sick.
SICK, it's the sickest podcast. Tune in for the audio, or you can even watch back, giving players all the props or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk back. SICK, 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 SICK.
All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. SSEK on the run. SSEK, sick.
SICK, it's the sickest podcast. Tune in for the audio, or you can even watch back, giving players all the props or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk facts.
We're giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion, going all out, yeah, 'cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish line. All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. SSEK on the run. SSEK, sick, on fire, we're ready to fight. We'll bring the house down tonight. SSEK on the run. SSEK, sick.
Playing on the car ride, play it when you lounge. X and O, you know that we can hold it down. Shout out to my man Sammy, got it off the ground. And to all the listeners tuned in right now, got debates, analysis, and speculation. This is sports talk for the new generation. You know where to find us, got a reputation. Sick podcast, your #1 sports destination.
Giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion, going all out, yeah, 'cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish line. All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. SSEK on the run. SSEK, sick, on fire, we're ready to fight. We'll bring the house down tonight. SSEK on the run. SSEK, sick.
SICK, it's the sickest podcast. Tune in for the audio, or you can even watch back, giving players all the props or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk back. SICK, 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 SICK.
Turn up your volume. Because you're about to listen to The Sick Podcast. The Eye Test with Pierre, McGuire, and Jimmy Murphy.
The Stanley Cup winning Colorado Avalanche. And after 22 years, Raymond Mark
The sickest NHL podcast. It's gonna be sick.
And welcome to another edition of the Eye Test here on the Sick Podcast Network. He's Pierre McGuire. I'm Jimmy Murphy. We are live from the off-ice bar at SSE Arena in Belfast after the first game of the Friendship Four. Unfortunately for Sacred Heart, it was not much of a game. Union takes it 8-1. Pierre, you were doing the color with my good friend Aaron Murphy. What did you see from above there other than what maybe we saw?
Face-off domination by Union, physicality domination by Union, high slot presence domination by Union. Biggest thing is they stretched out Sacred Heart's defense with their cycle game, and they had no slot area presence at all defensively, Sacred Heart, and that's where a lot of the goals came from Union. Union's going to be a tough out. They're a legit top 20 team in the NCAA rankings right now, and Jimmy, I got to tell you, the biggest thing that I saw, their face-off plays as good as anybody that I've seen in the country right now. Yeah. And that's a big thing when you're playing the type of physical game that they like to play.
As we were just talking to some of their fans here, it had been kind of an up-and-down season, but, you know, all of a sudden they seem to be rolling four lines, as you were saying before, and just really coming at you in waves. Pierre, right from the get-go, it just looked like Sacred Heart was stunned.
Well, I thought Sacred Heart actually started the game really well. Mm-hmm. They got a 1-0 lead. I thought they were pushing the pace of the game. And it's a huge adjustment. People don't realize the play on big ice versus small ice. I'll never forget my first professional game playing over here. You come from small ice hockey and you get on big ice and you're like, I need a box lunch to get from one end of the ice to the other. Like people just you're not used to it. Yeah. And so then you make the adjustment that some people adjust quicker than others. But what Union did, they started out slowly because they were full of trepidation. They're used to engaging physically right away.
Right.
But they weren't able to do it because the ice is bigger. And then all of a sudden they realize, so you have to have directional shoot-ins. You got to put the puck in a certain area, and everybody needs to know to get there. Or you got to put the puck before the icing line, and everybody needs to know to get there. So situational shoot-ins matter a lot, and positional shoot-ins matter a lot. And I thought Union, as the game went along, got used to that. But their forecheck game, I think, frustrated Sacred Heart because a lot of what Sacred Heart does comes out of their back end, especially with a player like Mikey Adamson. He got frustrated as the game went along. You could see it because they went after him physically.
So we got another game coming up here in a bit in about just under 2 hours, RIT and Miami University. Pierre, what are you expecting in that one?
You know, for RIT, the biggest thing is getting engaged in the battle early on and sustaining it. Miami's a younger team. They've got a lot of guys that have been in the portal. They know how to play. RIT's had some really good wins this year. Miami's learning how to win. You know, there's been more of a winning tradition at RIT than there has been in Miami over the last little while. RIT lost some players in the portal. They lost some guys to graduation, so we'll see how they can adjust to playing. They're playing up in a harder conference. You know, the NCHC is a harder conference in the Atlantic right now.
You know, off ice, there was a lot of enthusiasm. It was Kids Day here at SSE Arena. And Pierre, I'm sitting with our fine friend Robert Fitzpatrick up in the box there, in the Heineken box, and he said one of the things he's most proud of is how he's watched these fans learn how to respond to plays because that means they're learning the game. It's not just cheering for the sake of cheering. They're cheering actual plays that are occurring in front of them, understanding what's happening.
It's funny because I know we never rehearsed this show, so I'm doing the game with Aaron Murphy, no relation to you, by the way. I even checked it out, not hundreds of years back either. And so, you know, I said to Aaron, it's so cool to see these young people actually applaud the proper play.
Yeah.
It's because they do know what's going on in the game, and I thought it was really good. I said that on TV. But to me, the biggest thing going on here, the level of play is really high. The tempo, I think, is shocking to some people that aren't used to seeing Division I college hockey. And so it's a harder sport than a lot of people think, especially when you're watching on TV. Then you come into the building, and SSE is a pretty good sight line for everybody. There's no bad sight lines in this building to watch the game.
Well, we are here at the off-ice bar. If you're coming to the second game, come on down, have a drink, say hello. Pierre, I can't believe we're already heading into the second game of the first day. It's Friday. This is our last broadcast of the week. It has been one heck of a week.
Speak for yourself. I've got like 4 more to go.
For the eye test.
That's why my voice sounds so good.
For the eye test, but the time flew. I mean, we started off at the Harry Lemon in Dublin. So our great friend Michael.
Back here like 3 weeks from now?
We are. So, but it's amazing. Great. We went to the Harp. We went to the McConnell's Distillery, which used to be a jail.
Legendary.
That was something else, man. Yeah, shout out to Joe Kelly, the CEO there,
Mr.
and the
Kelly's
amazing staff.
Awesome. You got to stop sucking up, though. I know his son goes to UMass Amherst. where you went to school, but we'll be back there right after Christmas.
I'm going to bring him some Antonio's pizza.
I feel you're going to bring Antonio's. I'll let you do that.
And then, of course, back to Harp, and then here today. What's been your favorite part so far of the week, Pierre?
The people.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's the players, the coaches, at the Harry Lemon in Dublin, at McConnell's, we go to the Harp. The people, like last night, I'll give you for instance, and you were there. After we had this amazing Thanksgiving dinner, we go over to the Harp.
Mm-hmm.
And there were all these American students there and Canadian students there, and the energy and the passion. And then all of a sudden, the Irish people started to kick in. And all of a sudden, you're like, wow, this is a pretty cool place.
Yeah.
I left early.
Yes.
I don't know how early you left.
I left. I had one more, and I left.
But it was really cool. And I think every time we come back here, the people really blow me away.
Yeah, the hospitality is unreal.
And I think part of that's a reflection on what the Vancouver Giants have done. Or not the Vancouver, the Belfast Giants, what they've done with hockey, to utilize hockey as a vehicle to make their society better in Belfast and around Northern Ireland. It's been fantastic. It really has been.
Yeah, I also noticed, too, in the crowd, tons of NHL jerseys. So
there are a lot of NHL scouts here today. I think there were 3 or 4 NHL scouts here today. There were European club team scouts here today. There are a lot of scouts here, more scouts than you think were at this game.
Right.
So that this whole weekend, actually. So it's good.
Speaking of scouting, too, smart move by our good friend, Mr. Mason, Coach Mason.
Yep.
He says, look, I got these kids playing right in front of me.
So he was a really good player at Providence College, a little undersized defenseman, but he's a really good player, kid from East Hampton, Massachusetts. And he's here scouting. Yeah, the team's on the road, and he's scouting.
Exactly.
That's smart.
Because he knows these are kids that could potentially come over here and play.
Yeah, well
and for college kids out there, as we said when we had Coach Mason on, and we had Robert on too, it's a great option. If the NHL is not going to be in your path, it's a great option to come over here.
It's never a bad. If you're playing hockey for money, it can't be a bad option. It's pretty good.
But then you can get an education as well.
That's
the housing is very
the education part of that process here, and especially with this league, is huge.
Yeah. And
we just talked to a family yesterday. You and I, Ulster University's moved from outside of Belfast into downtown Belfast, and there's housing there. It's the proximity to the arena is unbelievable. It's like 5 minutes away, 10 minutes away.
Yeah.
I can't say enough good things about it. I'm waiting for the check from the Better Business Bureau.
All right, Pierre, we're going to get into a little pro hockey here quick because we do have some guests that are going to come on, and I want to get them on. It's a full slate again, just like it was Wednesday night, Pierre. And obviously you'll be focused in on that Montreal-Vegas game. So that's where I want to start in Las Vegas. What do the Montreal Canadiens have to do to contain the Vegas Golden Knights?
Well, Sammy Montembeault is getting the start tonight. It's 3-4 for Montreal. They were in Utah the other night. They go into Vegas, and then obviously tomorrow they're in Colorado. Not easy, 3-4. You're just dealing time zone. You're dealing with altitude. You're dealing with a lot of travel. So that's hard. So Montembeault is going to get the start. He's got to have a bounce back, but the team in front of him has to bounce back and play better than what they have. They've won their last 2, which is really good for Montreal. The East is just an unbelievably difficult place to be right now. So they just can't let their guard down. Montembeault's got to deliver. And the top line, now that Bolduc's playing better, Bolduc, Caulfield, and Suzuki has to play really well in that game, especially against Vegas.
And how we were talking about it before, Pierre, and I said this game, because they're going to go into Colorado on a back-to-back tomorrow, and obviously Colorado has a back-to-back as well. They're in Minnesota.
I don't think they're that worried about that.
Yeah.
With all due respect to Minnesota. Minnesota, man, like my son's part of their organization as a player, so I'm not going to say much except to say Minnesota's playing really well. Colorado's playing better than anybody in the world right now.
Yep.
You put them up against any team in the world anywhere, they're going to steamroll most of the teams. Now, Minnesota's playing well, and they're on home ice. We'll see how that goes, but Nathan McKinnon's gone to another level. Cale Makar's gone to another level. And the 2 Woods in net, whether it's Wedgwood or Blackwood, it doesn't matter who's playing. Both Woods are playing phenomenally well.
And their depth guys are showing up as well, too.
Well, the biggest thing, their size. They got one small guy, Sammy Girard. Everybody else is a giant on that team.
Yeah.
Like Jack Drury might be their smallest forward. He's 6 feet, 195 pounds.
How much when they construct the team that way, Pierre, because you always talk about Vegas and there are a bunch of tree trunks there on their back end. Is that Colorado trying to go toe-to-toe with them?
I think since Colorado hadn't won the Cup in a while, 2022, they've been disappointed. Losing to Seattle disappointed them. Losing to Winnipeg disappointed them. I think Joe Sakic and his management team said, we got to change some stuff.
Right.
And so they said, we're going to get big and we're going to get nasty. The Florida Panther thing is really omnipresent around the whole league.
Yeah.
And so is Florida the best team the last 3 years? Probably. They've won 2 of the last 3. But part of why they won is they just crush people.
Yeah.
And on the eye test, if you remember when we first started, we said the one thing Florida does better than anybody else, they turn every game into a street fight.
Yep.
And at that time in the NHL, nobody was doing that.
No, it was more finesse.
I'll never forget watching an afternoon game. Detroit went into Florida.
I remember that.
And I'm watching the game, and I'm going, this is bad for Detroit. Oh, this is really bad. And then as the game went on, oh, this is getting worse for Detroit. And they didn't get beat up. They got massacred.
Yeah.
And I think that was the calling card for Florida, for everybody else in the league, saying if they're going to do that to Detroit, what are they going to do to us?
Let me ask you a question, because you're absolutely right. And you've been saying it for a while that other teams are going to try and model after Florida. But at the same time, how important is it when you're a GM and your management team to also maintain sort of your own unique identity? Because you can't be another team.
No.
You have to be yourselves too.
I love that you said that, Jimmy, because it's spot on. So if you're a fast team, be a fast team, but surround your fast guys with some sandpaper.
Yep.
If you're a grinding, physical, nasty team, you got to have some skill to finish plays off. So you can't be one-dimensional. But the biggest thing, and I saw it from Union today, where I think their games improved a lot, and I've been watching them a lot, obviously, over the last 5, 6, 7 years, whatever. Their defense transitions the puck a lot better.
Yep.
No matter what kind of team you have to have, you have to have defensemen that can move the puck.
Right.
Because you can't. The longer you spend in your own zone, the longer you're defending. The longer you're defending, your star players can't get to work. The longer your star players get to work, you're going to take penalties because the other team's going to have the puck. So if you don't have defensemen that can transition the puck quickly, you're in a world of hurt.
Yeah. You
You're in
always
big
say that
trouble.
about Toronto, how they need that
Well,
guy.
that's
up
Toronto's
front.
biggest problem right now.
Yeah.
Who's like, I know Oliver Ekman-Larsson's a good puck transporting defenseman, and I think Morgan Riley's a good puck transporting defenseman, but their other guys can't move the puck.
Yeah.
So right now they're not really going after Ekman-Larsson. They're going after Morgan Riley.
Right.
Every single game, you just circle his name and say pulverize him.
Yep.
And that's what's happening.
Another team you focus a lot on, Pierre, because you do the show on the Sick Media Network, is the Ottawa Senators. They're in St. Louis today. Ottawa, as we said the other day, has impressed me with the way they've really put an emphasis on team defense. When I think Ottawa usually come into the season, I'm thinking offense. They have gone the other way, and they found a way to shut teams down. A lot of low-scoring
because they
games.
got the best checking line in the league right now. If you look at Michael Amadio, most people don't even know where Michael Amadio comes from. Shane Pinto and Claude Giroux. That's probably the best shutdown line in the league right now. Pinto's at another level. Everybody's focusing in on his scoring. He's got 11 goals so far this season. Pinto's crushing people defensively. This Michael Amadio, he might be the most improved forward in the National Hockey League. And Giroux's an older guy. He's not nearly as quick as he once was, but he's really smart. He's playing such good hockey.
Smart.
Jake Sanderson's the second best player in the National Hockey League right now at his position on defense. Only McGuire is better than him on defense right now. And the biggest thing that's happened in Ottawa, I'm just going to tell you right now, they found a way to overcome the loss of Brady Tkachuk. Brady Tkachuk's back tonight.
Yep.
I would hate to be a defenseman for St. Louis. This guy's a left winger. If you're a right defenseman for St. Louis, you better come ready. You better have your Wheaties.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's going to crush you.
And he's coming back in his
He's
hometown
coming back
as
to
well.
his hometown. Exactly.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting game there. All right, Pierre, before I let you go, one more question here, and I believe it's starting up in about a half hour, 1 o'clock Eastern. The Bruins are hosting the Rangers in the Black Friday game that used to do so many of those.
16 of them.
Yeah. Rangers, we know, have been a great road team, but you know what? The Bruins continue to impress us. They continue to surprise us. The one thing, though, it is their first game back after a long trip. What do you expect the Rangers to do in the first period to kind of maybe catch the Bruins a little sleepy, so to speak?
They'll try to lean on them.
Yeah.
But they don't really have that kind of team.
Right.
You know, a lot of guys coming back to Boston, too, from the Rangers, Adam Fox being one of them. So that's going to be interesting to watch. But the biggest thing right now, and I want to ask you this question, Fraser Minton.
Oh,
Like, honestly, what was Toronto thinking?
with all due respect, and you know how much I love Brandon Carlo.
I know. Like, I like
I
Brandon
think you
Carlo,
could have
too.
got Brandon Carlo without Fraser Minton in the deal. I really do.
This
I
guy-
don't think it was necessary to throw him in there.
It's one of the biggest heists of all time.
Yeah.
If you did that in the street, you go to jail. No, it's true. You
It's
know,
on Sweeney. Watch out.
No, Donnie did a good job
Yeah.
on this one. Everybody wants to get after Donnie. Donnie did
He
a
did a
great
great job on
that
that.
one.
How about the other Toronto kid he picked up who hasn't been too shabby on the third line as well, Alex Steves?
Yeah, Steve's is a different player. I
but
know he's a New Hampshire kid, though. You
Yep.
got to understand that. So that's more of a local guy coming home. He scored a beautiful goal the other day.
Yeah.
And Minton actually assisted on it. So, yeah, you're not wrong.
Okay, and we give credit where it's due, right? When we're wrong, we're wrong. When we're right, we're right.
Speak for
the
yourself.
The pro scouting of the Boston Bruins has done a good job here. No, I know you're joking. They have. And one more thing about that Toronto pick, too. The Bruins also right now would have the 6th pick in the draft as a result of that trade. So you get Fraser Minton and potentially the 6th pick in the draft.
That's going to change.
That's going to change.
That's going to change.
But I'm just saying, as of now.
Yeah. What's going to be – this is for the fans out here. We got a bunch of people here listening, and they're all great hockey fans. The thing to watch now, what's Calgary going to do? What's St. Louis going to do?
Vancouver.
What's Vancouver going to do? Like, they're teams now that are set to move.
Again, we don't script it. My final question to you was going to be, do you think after the amount of games this weekend, do you think the floodgates will open a bit in terms of trade activity? Are we going to start to see some action in the next week or two?
I think it's a little early, but I'm going to go back to what we've been talking about since July. This is the first time in 37 years of pro hockey that I'm going to say this. And I know our regulars get upset because we keep repeating it, but it's a fact.
It's good to emphasize.
It's the first time in my career where an owner, a GM, and more than anything else, a pro scouting staff matter more than the coach and the player that are already with these organizations. You have to have an owner that's prepared to open up his pocketbooks. You got to have a general manager that's got a vision and is creative. And then you got to have pro scouts that are smart, that understand the league, guys that are ascending and guys that are descending. It's the first time I say that. And the only reason why, look at the standings now. We went over this exercise yesterday. Look at the parity and how tight everything is. Look at the goal differentials. There's only one team blowing everybody away, Colorado. All the other goal differentials are pretty tight. And then the biggest thing is look at the point difference from the last place team in the East to the first place team in the East. You would think that most of the sellers right now are in the West. They're not going to want to sell in the West.
No.
They're going to want to sell in the East.
Yeah.
And so that's why I think eventually, probably by December the 5th, we're going to start.
Do you think it will be before the holiday break, though?
Oh, yeah.
Before the freeze.
Yeah. And if not, you're going to lose your job if you're a general manager and your owner expected you to be a good team.
If you hesitate,
if you hesitate and you lose, you're done.
I hear you. Well, listen, let's get back to some college hockey.
Good job.
Friend, good. I
Good
think
job.
you're done now. Or are you coming back for questions after?
Depends.
All right. I know our viewers would love to see you. All right. We got a guest right now coming on. And you know what? This man is a good sport to do this after what just happened to his hockey team here in Belfast. 8-1 they lost to Union, but still, athletic director Charlie Dow joining us here on the eye test. He's been on the show before, so he knows the ropes here. He knows what we're about. Good to see you, my friend. It was great catching up earlier. Thank you for doing this.
Jim.
I know it has not been a good day.
It has been a challenging day, but it's great to be here at SSE Arena in Belfast, and make the best of it.
You said to me before the game, I said, what do you expect? And you said, listen, I'll tell you one thing about our team. It's either really good or really bad. There's no in between. There is no in between. And unfortunately, the really bad showed up.
Yeah, it was a great start. We played I thought, a solid 10 minutes. And then after that, we just, every facet of the game, we just collapsed. And, I don't think we're certainly not that bad. Union's a strong team. If they're that good, they're not winning NCAA. They won a Stanley Cup. I mean, it was, they played exceptionally well. But, it's a little frustrating, frankly. And, we'll just strap it on tomorrow and come back.
That's it. Good segue. I was going to ask you, I don't know how many times your team has played in these mini tournaments here, and you have to go into the consolation game. It's obviously the game that nobody wants to be in. How do you get the guys up? Like, how do you just say, hey, we're still got a game to play here. Let's try and take one W home at least here.
Look, I think that from the staff perspective as well as the players, it's about pride. I mean, we've traveled a long way.
Exactly.
We're delighted to be here, but we certainly didn't come here to lose 2 games.
Right.
We have expectations of what our team is supposed to be doing, their capabilities. They wouldn't have a jersey if we didn't think they can compete. So, let's go. Put it behind you. In sports, you have to have a very short memory.
And how good is your coach at doing that?
I think he's pretty good, and just wipe it clean. It's over.
Yep.
There's nothing. There's literally nothing we can do.
I know it's hard right now after a loss like that, but can you reflect though on some of the high moments of this week off the ice? Because I know it's such a great experience for these kids.
It has been for our staff, our players, our families. We traveled, I think, pretty well. Last night.
I noticed you're staying at my hotel.
Thanksgiving dinner at the Titanic Museum, which was just spectacular. the cultural opportunities that the kids have gotten, and I know they appreciate it. Like we've got one of the things my staff does exceptionally well is bringing quality people. I mean, life's too short to not have good people around you, and they're just so thankful for it. So it other than the past 60 minutes, it's been a great 5 days, and hopefully we can improve upon that tomorrow. And look, we're going to give it our best.
We were saying, I'm sure you were here watching us, and I want to get your take on that. How impressed are you with the hockey knowledge of the fans here and how that's grown?
I have been, this is my third trip to Belfast, and I'm just amazed when I speak to Robert and his crew. I mean, basically they introduced us 25 years ago to an area that had never seen hockey. And now you've got just like such dedicated fans who are not just, they're knowledgeable too.
That's what impressed me the most. Yeah.
When you enter any kind of sports facility and there's a difference between just being there and knowing when the little things are done, and that's when you cheer.
Yeah.
And I've noticed that. And I think it's a tremendous effort by their part. And look, these fans are so supportive, which is tremendous.
It's great too. And you know what's interesting too? Like even when I was in Dublin, I'm in a bar and you don't necessarily think that, oh, why are you here? I'm here for the Friendship 4. Oh man, I got to get up to that. My friend went to it. And then you'll ask, where are you from? Boston. Oh, you're from Boston. Oh, so what do you think of David Pasternak? What do you think of Swayman? What do you think of this guy they just called up? Like, these are questions I hear at home. I didn't think I was going to hear here. So it's pretty cool.
It's, the fact that there's a hockey culture here is just a tremendous job, by the folks from obviously Trust the Giants and the like. So
and finally too, Sarah Stanton at Cara Group Travel. It's amazing. All the things she's doing, nobody sees what we see behind the scenes, right? It's amazing how seamless most things go on this trip. There's always going to be some things that will get messed up. That's just the way of life. But overall, I've never seen such a seamless project. She's amazing.
Yesterday at our event at Titanic went super well, and I was getting props. I'm like, I did nothing. I gave the names. I put my director of hockey ops in touch with Sarah and her staff. So those guys are tremendous. And again, other than the last 60 minutes, this has just been so seamless, and the quality of everything has been great, and it's just been a lot of fun. And look, we get to wake up tomorrow and play hockey again. And
what do you guys got on tap next weekend?
We host Army. We have two games, 2 UJHA games. So
nice.
We're in the process. It's all about just scoring points. We got to get. We had 2 rough weekends. Again, up and down, and down. We go to Ohio State. We beat them at their place, and then we'll come home. We'll lose. Air Force came into our barn and beat us twice.
Right,
which was a little frustrating.
So just find some consistency, and you'll be on your way.
Listen,
you'll do it.
It's all about just doing the little things. Fundamentals and doing the little things.
It really is. Everybody thinks that's cliche, but it's so true, man.
God no.
And it translates into life too. Like that's one thing I've learned covering hockey for 25 years is that is so true. Don't forget the little things.
Show up, do the little things.
Do your job, as Bill Belichick said.
Right? Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely. So
safe travels home. I'm sure I'll see you at the hotel.
Look forward to it. Thank you.
All right. Charlie Dow joining us here on the Eye Test on the Sick Podcast Network. Thanks for coming on after a tough game for the Pioneers here. What a good sport to do that. All right. We're going to get to our sponsors right now, as we always do around the bottom half of the hour. Let's go over there right now and start over with our wonderful friends at Vago. Man, I could go for a Vago meal right now, Pierre, to close the week up.
No good here?
Oh, the food's great.
Okay.
But the Italian food's not going to compare to Vago. I'm sorry, with all due respect. All right, Vago combines old world classics and new Italian dishes for over 23 years. Private dining rooms for any occasion. Open Monday to Saturday evenings and lunch from Tuesday to Friday. They are located at 1336 Green Avenue in Westmount. For reservations, call 514-846-1414. Again, that's 514-846-1414. Let's get over our new sponsor. Well, not new anymore. It's been a month now, man. That month flew by. Point S right now, where you can go. You've got 2 days if you live in the province of Quebec to get your winter tires. That's right. 2 days from now is December 1st. So go over to Point S right now and find a great deal where they've got GT radial tires starting at $89. If you go to point-s.ca, you can find the tires there and also find your nearest Point S location. And that means, Pierre, it's time for a tune-up.
The Tune-Up. Presented by Point S and GT Radio.
Well, Pierre, what I'm hoping for is just a tune-up in more excitement, a closer game, the second game here at the Friendship 4. So that's what I'm hoping for here in the Friendship 4. But back home, I'm going to look at a team. We mentioned the New York Rangers right now, and you made a great point when I said, do you think they can take advantage of the usual kind of lackadaisical team in the first period back from a long road trip? We always see that happen where a team's a little flat in their first home game. I'm going to call on Chris Drury to get a tune-up in the physicality department and the competitive department. Bring in somebody. I know JT Miller still can do that, but bring in some more guys in your bottom six that can generate that competitiveness and that toughness. That's what they need to do in New York.
That's good. I like that. That's really smart. I don't know if Chris Drury likes it. That's good by you. Tune up Sacred Heart. Got to get better with their in-zone coverage. They're getting spread out too much with the big ice. And so going into the third, fourth place game tomorrow, my tune-up for them in-zone coverage has to be a lot better.
All right. And as Charlie Dow was saying, consistency overall throughout the rest of the season is what they need to do. And, of course, our wonderful –
I think they come back with Army, right?
Yeah, he said back-to-back at home. Yep, they're hosting them. All right, we're going to go to our picks here at Betway, where you can still go all the way with Betway right now. Go to that QR code right in front of you, and you can find a great membership deal. And if you're not watching, you can also go to the website, go to the members section, and fill out your details there, and you can get up to $300 back on your first deposit. That's right. Even if you lose your first bet, you still will get $300 credit. So go to Betway right now. Terms and conditions apply. You must be 18 plus. Always bet responsibly. And remember, it is not available in Ontario right now. As we said, huge slate. So I'm going to motor through right now with the games. I've got 6 here. I like the Rangers in the first period. I got a good feeling about them. I don't like them in the game. I like them in the first period. They're at minus 160 value. It's not the best value. Get the puck line for the first period there. You'll get a plus value. Minnesota Wild. I'm taking them to pull off the upset against the Colorado Avalanche, Pierre.
Wow.
To get right in front of that freight train and stop it. I think the Wild upset the Avs at home on a Friday night in the Rockin' Arena there. Florida Panthers are hosting the Calgary Flames. Like the Panthers, minus 1.5 at plus 142. The Anaheim Ducks are hosting the LA Kings. They are underdogs. So what you're going to do there, in my advice, is pick the reverse puck line, which means Anaheim has to win minus 1.5. You get amazing value at plus 230. Same thing with the Sharks, underdogs. Do the reverse puck line again. They are hosting the Vancouver Canucks. I don't know why they're underdogs against the Canucks, but I like the Sharks in this game, plus 205 value at minus 1.5. And then the Ottawa Senators, I think, continue to roll. They go into St. Louis. Brady Tkachuk will get the team going with his return. Minus 1.5 for the Senators at plus 220 value. All right, let's get to our Q&A. What do we got? Seamoke. What's going on, Seamoke? This is from Elijah Pierre, from his son. Hello to Elijah, by the way. Do you think Cole Caulfield can make the U.S. Olympic team? He's one of my favorite players.
Yes, I do believe he can.
I do, too. I think he's definitely
he's on a little bit of a cold streak right now, but I do believe he can. And remember now, too, for Team USA, lots of injuries right now for a lot of players.
So there's opportunity.
There's still opportunity there, yes.
All right, what do we got? A to Z me on a scale of 9 to 10. How good is the Matheson signing?
Did he sign?
Yeah, sorry, we've been working all day. Did he sign? Let's see. 5 times 6 he got.
He did John Tavares, which is what I said he was going to do.
And we apologize. We didn't know that, guys.
That's a tremendous sign.
Pierre was just on TV. I was working the game, too. That's an amazing sign. That's great for both sides. I love it.
It's what we talked about. He is the Montreal Canadiens version of John Tavares.
Yep.
He's going to give a hometown discount. He's going to get extra years, and he's going to play unbelievably well throughout his career. And he's going to be a great recruiter for the Montreal Canadiens because he's an Anglophone who's perfectly bilingual, living on the West Island, and he's going to help guys want to come to Montreal. It's a great signing.
I love it. Good for him. Congrats to Matheson. Congrats to the Canadiens. All right, next question. Ethan Russell. Is it just me, or would today or Wednesday, Thanksgiving Eve, be a good day for the Frozen Frenzy? Well, it kind of was one, right? I don't know why they didn't capitalize on that too, Ethan. Good point. They didn't market enough. All right, next question. Ethan Russell, I must say, I've never been more excited for the college hockey than I am this year. What do you think has made teams like Union and Dartmouth, Justine McGuire is right here with us, proud Dartmouth alum, so good this season? Is it the transfer portal?
No, I don't think it's the portal at all. I think it's really good coaching. I think Coach Hughes done a great job at Union since coming down from Clarkson, where he's an assistant coach, and I think Reed Cashman went into Dartmouth and did a phenomenal job coaching both those teams. I made mention during the broadcast. Our Stanley well-coached Dartmouth and Union, they're going to be really tough outs in the ECAC to go along with Casey Jones and Cornell. Those would be three of the better teams in the ECAC right now.
And Pierre, how seasoned will they be if they do make the NCAA tournament because of how good the ECAC is?
Well, it's taken a step up this year, and hockey's taking a little step back. Big Ten still trying to figure it out with their lower echelon teams. Their upper echelons are good, and the NCHC, same kind of deal.
Yep.
A lot of these conferences lost a lot of players to
Right.
pro hockey, so it takes time to rekindle the energy in all the conferences. But I think it helps the ECAC a lot.
All right, next question. Seamoke again. Pierre, how do the Hawks bounce back tonight and close out some games? Excuse me. And how good has Artie been on D? Man, I think he's a number one.
Yeah, Artie's really good. Obviously, we're talking about Liv Schunoff. I think the biggest thing with Chicago is going to be up and down all year because of all the young players they have. But they just have to stay steady and just continue to play.
All right, that's all we have. We are at a unique time today. We apologize to our usual listeners and viewers. I know usually you're used to the 3 p.m. Eastern start. We appreciate you tuning in,
Yes.
though, while we have been out here in Belfast. We love getting in touch with you over in another continent, across the pond. It's been great. And I want to thank everybody, Pierre, from the Harp to the Harry Lemon to McConnell's Distillery, to the AC Marriott where we're staying, to all the schools here, to Cara Group Travel and Sarah Stanton, to the Belfast Giants, and to everybody else who helped put on such a great event this week. We are honored to be here, and we're honored that we're going to be here in a few weeks for the women's tournament.
Can't wait to get back for the women. Good luck to everybody else involved with the tournament, especially RIT and you know, what we're going to see from
Miami.
them and Miami. And I would say the best thing that's happened this week, the passion of the fans.
Yeah.
The passion of the fans here has been unbelievable.
Yeah,
Thank
we
you.
love you, Belfast.
Thank you,
Thanks for
Belfast.
having us.
Thank you.
Thank you to Shane working the boards all week back at home at a different time than usual. We appreciate all your help, Shane. Thanks to Kieran here who helped us out with the
What a
audio
job
here.
he did. That's unbelievable.
Unreal. So great job here. This has been another edition of the Eye Test. The next time we see you, we'll be back in North America here on the Sick Podcast Network.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Eye Test with Pierre McGuire and Jimmy Murphy on YouTube, Facebook, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts.